Good? Good to go. Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Hope you've had a great week and a great weekend, and you've been healthy and getting stronger and enjoying the journey. Tonight, we're going to be sharing some customer reviews. We'll answer some questions. We're going to talk just a little bit about the mental exercise of achieving our physical fitness. And then we're going to go through a routine. I'm going to share with you some of the new movements that will be on the Mr. Rebounder app we're working on right now. And then we're going to go through a routine. So I want you to get prepared, get your Cellercisers out, and we're going to do Dr. Lynn's program on our advanced section of the app. But before we do that, we'll be doing some additional movements that are designed to help build up some strength and target certain areas of the body. So thank you all for all the customer reviews that you've been sending, and for all the encouragement and the really kind words. It's nice to hear the stories of achievement. And for those who are still being challenged, it's nice to be able to assist you. So we're here to enjoy the journey, not to sell you a piece of equipment, but to help you achieve results. That's my motivation, always has been. That's why I've put a lot more money than I've made into the Mr. Rebounder app and several other tools that are designed to have you have a good experience toward achieving your greater health and fitness. So I want to thank the doctors too. More and more of them are coming on board and supporting what the benefits of the Cellerciser can achieve. You know, we see all these various different modalities of exercise out there. They've been around for years, some of them. I don't believe personally anything approaches the overall health and fitness of the body as a whole that Cellercise can do. And again, for those who don't know, we have a whole Cellercise family that is here to help educate, teach, and share experiences with you. So let's go and get started. This is from Sarah. And after looking in that light, it's kind of, whoa, hard to see. Sarah says, I feel like I need to share some of the benefits that I've experienced from using this Cellerciser. I am 73, 30 plus pounds overweight, and I've been using my Cellerciser for about 5 months. While I'm disappointed that I haven't lost any weight, I'd like to share what some people refer to as non-scale victories that I've experienced after my surgery last week for a hysterectomy with some additional repairs and a bladder lift. Hope that's not too much information. Now, Sarah, we're one big family. And she says, one of the things that I was asked to do while I was in the hospital was a lung exercise where you inhale slowly with a tube in your mouth and cause a plastic float that is enclosed in a dome to raise as high as possible inside the dome. I don't know what the device or the test was called, but the nurses were very impressed with how easily I was able to raise the float to the top of the dome, something they implied patients in their 20s struggle with. I'm sure that is attributable to my daily exercise sessions on the Cellerciser and focusing on my breathing. And you remember one of the lung breathing exercises that we do on the Cellerciser to literally strengthen and open up the bronchial tubes in the lungs. Also, I've not had any difficulty in getting in and out of bed and up and down from seated positions, even though, as I said, I am overweight and recovering from surgery. I'm sure this is because my legs and core are so much stronger than they were before I started breathing. Also, I have not had any difficulty getting in and out of bed. It's a repeat, sorry. I've had minimal pain, but I don't know if that is attributable to Cellercising, as I normally have a higher threshold for pain than I think many people do. Thank you for this product. I'm so glad that I purchased it. The only downside is that I am restricted from using it for 5 more weeks. I packed it back in its case before I went to the hospital so I would not be tempted to try it even doing the baby bounce. But you can bet I'll be back on it as soon as my recovery time is over. And Sarah, I hope you're back on it now, because I remember this customer review, and I hope you're experiencing great results with it. Okay, some of these are repeats, but they're worth reading. Austin writes, It was a pleasure speaking to you again this afternoon. In meeting with you so many years ago, 16 years ago, I knew that what I still know now, and that it is that you are a man of his word regarding product support, genuine belief and conviction in the healthy fitness lifestyle. I just recently recommended the Cellerciser to my friend who was looking for an affordable, safe, convenient, and easy, you said that beautifully, way to use a product to meet his health and fitness needs. He is so happy to be finally and consistently achieving his personal health and fitness objectives that had eluded him these past years. The only problem now is his wife and 4 daughters have hijacked the Cellerciser, so he has to meticulously schedule his usage. I personally have been using the Cellerciser almost daily since 2004 and have invented and reimagined so many various utilizations to meet my ever-evolving fitness goals. I can tell you that the Cellerciser is durable, well-built, reliable, and future-proof as to the numerous variations of modifications one can experience regarding functionality. I exceedingly recommend the Cellerciser for anyone looking to improve their fitness, vitality, mental, physical health, and overall general well-being. Regards, Austin. Thank you, Austin. And yes, that movement up and down releases the stress and tension, increases circulation. When the body parts and functions are able to perform better, then you're going to feel better. So, Jennifer writes, I've had my Cellerciser for a few months now and am absolutely loving it. I had a couple questions I hope you can answer. I saw a video where you had some folks on stage and you had them hold their arms out and you were able to make all of them tip over by pressing on their arms. But after they jumped on the Cellerciser, they were suddenly able to resist. Why was that? And I remember reading that. And that's because with Cellercise, we're creating balance throughout the entire body. We're not favoring one side of the body over the other. And all of us during the course of the day, we build up imbalances in the body. Cellercise, as we move up and down, we're weightless. The whole body is weightless. And then weight, and then weightless, weight collectively together as a whole. When the body is able to function collectively as a whole, it's going to perform better. That's part of it. And vestibular balance is also being challenged. Proprioceptors are being challenged. So you're going to be stronger. What's really interesting, though, is that after you've Cellercised for about a month and a half, maybe a little sooner, if you're doing it every day, the body becomes balanced or strong in a balanced state. And so during the course of the day, you stay more balanced. It's harder to get out of balance. And you notice that in your physical activities and the things that you're going to be doing. Great for sports, too. Do you have any studies up that link the benefits of rebounding to fighting cancer? And we know we need more studies. In fact, that's one of the questions that we're going to answer tonight. But as far as improving the immune system, we've had numerous people that have had cancer talk about the benefits that they have felt they've achieved using the Cellerciser for helping to open up circulatory systems, increasing the lymphatic flow, improving the number of white blood cells or active white blood cells in their immune system by following Dr. Arthur C. Guidance recommendation of if you just run as fast as you can for 1 minute on a Cellerciser, you can increase the number of active white blood cells in your body by 10 to 15 times. They stay there for up to an hour. Again, I think it's one of our daily routines that helps us develop our own natural antibiotic to the viruses, germs, fungus, mutant cells, cancer cells, and other foreign invaders we're being exposed to. My father and father-in-law both ran when they were younger and now have knee issues from running. Has rebounding helped those with bad knees? And of course, that's one of the things we'd really like to work on is building up the supporting muscles and ligaments around the knee so the knee can support itself better and retain more fluid between the joint. And there are specific movements that we teach on our Mr. Rebounder app as well as in the DVD, Cellercise the Ultimate Exercise, that addresses the whole front part of the knee and both sides of the knee. Francesca writes, we've only had our Cellerciser trampoline for a few weeks and I'm writing to tell you about some exciting changes that have already happened. I am postmenopausal woman and have been suffering from ongoing hair loss for the last 4 or 5 years. I have tried everything, vitamins, a prescription for estrogen, exercise, you name it, and I eventually gave up because they didn't work. 2 weeks into the Cellerciser program, and my hair has stopped falling out. I've made no other changes. The hair falling slowed down in the first few days, and now my hair feels healthier, shinier, and I'm not getting a tub of hair every time I wash it. There are few hairs falling now. There are very few hairs falling now. Yay, Cellercise. I will say too that I see an improvement in other postmenopausal complaints. I have also been suffering from depression after 2 deaths of my parents some years ago, and I'm happy to say that I'm feeling much better. I'm smiling at work and singing again. I've even started riding my bike just for the fun of it. I'm someone who had trouble getting off the couch, so these are real and meaningful changes for me. I'm surprised they happened so quickly. I can't thank you enough for your enthusiasm about your program. You really got me motivated. Best wishes to you, Francesca. And you know, we just have to get on it. And if you're having trouble getting on your Cellerciser every day, you give me a call. We can talk about motivation. Motivation can change. What motivates us today may not necessarily motivate us tomorrow. Truly successful people find new ways of motivating themselves. And we can do that on the Cellerciser. Some of them can be painful ways. Some of them can be more enjoyable ways. I know when I started to get in the habit, I put it in between the bedroom door and the living room, that hall, and I had to step over it. Well, when I stepped over it, it was a reminder, okay, take a few moments and Cellercise. It's a problem and it's more painful when you forget it's there at nighttime and you're walking through the hall and you run into it. I've had so many marks on my shins while I was learning to develop proper habits and desire to Cellercise. But as you begin to see the results and feel the results, most people don't want to go back to not Cellercising. It's that moving up and down that opens up circulation, helps the body feel better. Oh boy, this is a nice one. Okay, our questions come up next, so we'll end up with this one. About 12 years ago, I was faced with a death sentence. Doctors said there was nothing left they could do, and there was no hope left for me. I looked and felt like twice my age. As a result, I was forced into an early retirement, looking for ways to stay alive. I was not ready to leave the planet at the age of only 53 years old. In my research, I learned that moving the lymphatic system was key to healing. So I looked for the best ways to move the lymph along with changing my diet and lifestyle habits. There were studies stating how rebounding was the best way to move the lymph. Since I had medical bills, I could only buy a cheap rebounder. After using it for a while, I felt worse and it caused even more health issues. I thought rebounding was not for me. And it's important to understand that there are different kinds of units out there right now. Over the 30 years that I've been doing this, I've pretty much created or ignited an industry. It's kind of crazy. And a lot of people are capitalizing on the benefits of rebounding, but many of the units out there do not support the proper use of what Cellercise rebounding, for example, can do. If units are too soft, you're not going to get the resistance necessary to move lymph effectively or to build up muscle mass and bone density. If they're too soft, your feet can pronate, causing ankle problems and knee problems. If it's too stiff, then it can cause a jarring effect. And that jarring effect, it's typical of so many of the cheaper mini trampolines out there, that jarring effect causes the body to tense up. It's not a pumping, opening experience, acceleration, deceleration. It's a jarring experience at the bottom of the stretch, and that causes the body to tense up, restricting circulation, and that's what can cause injuries and help make people not feel as good. Yes, yet articles from experts kept appearing to me to read everywhere that talked about the healing benefits of rebounding. Therefore, it was obvious that I had to search for another rebounder and hope it would help heal instead of hurt me this time. I tried various rebounders over the months to see and feel the differences in them so I could pick the right one at this, which I was willing to pay whatever price to just get the best one. After much experimentation and more research, I chose the Cellerciser and ordered it immediately. The Cellerciser arrived quickly, yet I was scared to use it. I remembered feeling horrible after using a cheap rebounder. Plus, more time had passed of not moving the lymph, so I had more aches and pains, more bone and muscle loss, more labored breathing, and weighed only 76 pounds. The Cellerciser set up easily despite being so weak. The challenge was to finally get back on a rebounder again. It was good that I had ordered the Cellerciser with the balance bar. Almost 9 out of 10 people do. It becomes a performance bar after you've had it for a while. It gave me confidence to climb on it and the support that I needed to do some movement with less anxiety. I played music to help motivate me to move since it makes me happy. I began to slowly move my body, doing just a bounce to the music. It felt good, and nothing like the cheap rebounder did. She capitalizes all that. There were no rules that I could find on how to use the rebounder, so I made up my own. It is a tool to move the lymph. I just needed to figure out a way to move my sick body in any way possible. For me, it had to be fun and not boring. After about 5 minutes, I was dancing that I hadn't done in years. Now, after 9 years of Cellercise dancing, I like that. We don't work out, we play in. She's playing on it. It's working on her. I have a better quality of life. Each year, I feel younger and healthier instead of older and sicker, as in the past. In June, I turned 65. I'll be joining you this year. I learned how to move the lymph system naturally using a Cellerciser. My health issues are more manageable. I feel physically, I have more energy, mentally have decreased brain fog, and emotionally have eliminated depression. The Cellerciser is an astonishing piece of apparatus that assisted in creating miracles in my health as part of my new lifestyle and helped me live long past the few months the doctors predicted 12 years ago. Thank you, Dave, for designing the best rebounder that gives me hope instead of fear to stay on my healing journey. Oh, that was precious. And I thank you, Sharon, for sharing that with us. Okay, Roxanne writes, I've been meaning to post this for a while now. A few months ago, while chopping vegetables, I cut my finger quite badly. I cut off a big area of my nail, and it was several layers deep. It bled a lot, but not the kind of cut that needed stitches, since it was the nail bed. Every day I Cellercise with my arms stretched straight up over my head. I could feel my injured finger pulse with every bounce. I knew instinctively that I was doing a good thing, and this was helping the healing process. It took over a week before the pulsing feeling went away. It took a while longer before it started to look better. Do you agree, Dave, that bouncing with my hand up in the air above my heart helped the healing process? I feel this is a testimonial to the healing benefits of Cellercising. I'm glad you brought that up, Roxanne. Brooklyn remembers, well, she was really, really young probably when this happened, but years ago, I was lighting a water heater that was a gas water heater. The winds had been blowing and evidently it had blown out the pilot light. And so we were losing hot water. So I had taken a lighter and it was in a closet and I'd opened it up and I was at the bottom and I was getting ready to look underneath and light the pilot light. And my wife, Crystal, called my name just as I was reaching into the pilot light, and I turned my head. And the moment I turned my head, the flame hit the gas. It acted like a furnace and blew all this flame onto both my hands, giving them 2nd and 3rd degree burns. They looked like hot dogs that had just swelled up, and they were. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah, thank you. It was bad. And had she not called my name and I was looking under there, I'd be blind now. But it went up my arm, my hands, burned my hand, cooked my hands, up my arm, side of my face. And my son, who had just gotten his permit, he drove me to the hospital, and they treated it. Now the doctor said that because there were 2nd and 3rd degree burns, that I would have scarring and arthritic conditions in my hands. I did the exact same thing that you did, Roxanne. I put my fingers down and I would feel the pulsing, and I moved them as I was moving up and down, and yes, they hurt. They healed so quickly. There is absolutely no scar tissue at all in the tissue. And they don't bother me at all. So do I have a testimony like you do of the healing benefits of Cellercising? Absolutely. And I've been through many stories, or examples, or experiences. And Cellercise has helped me in that healing process over and over again. So yeah, I'm a firm believer that you are right. Our daughter, 7-month-old, has torticollis. And because of that, she is a little behind in her motor skills and a little weaker than she probably should be. I was wondering if the rebounding could help her with this. I never thought about rebounding for the torticollis specifically until you read reviews from other customers who had great success restoring their bodies using the rebounder after being in car accidents. Thank you. Yes, I'm sure you're working or will be working with a doctor or a chiropractor as well. But as we position our neck and the vertebral joints and get those muscles and ligaments and to help support it, movement up and down stimulates brain activity. So you look at the babies in the crib, they stand on the crib, they hold on to, they're bouncing up and down. We see it in cultures all over the world. That moving up and down is going to challenge that brain activity, and proprioceptors and balance, rhythm, timing, dexterity, hand-eye coordination, and even holding on, as I've done with all of my children, holding on to them and gently bouncing with them helps to improve their balance and coordination skills as well. So I think that's excellent. And of course, it's a medical condition, so consult with your doctor or health practitioner. But I do know that we have worked with people that have had strokes, people that have had car accidents, people that have had all kinds of health conditions and issues, and they have shared remarkable results. And so with most people, if you have a medical condition, check with your doctor. And then if your doctor says, all right, try it, experience it for yourself. I'm curious to know about further research. When someone here asks a medical question, you quite often say, more research needs to be done to know the answers. I'd like to know how we, the Cellerciser family, can make that happen. I imagine it takes a whole bunch of money, but have no idea how much. What would it take to get this research done? Is there anything we can do to help? Wow, that's never been asked. And I really appreciate that question. You know, I'd like to know how many people would be interested in helping to fund research. Because if you are, I would set up a trust account specifically for and exclusively to ongoing research for the Cellerciser. And it would be used of that. And I've got universities that we can work with. I've got a lot of ideas and would welcome many requests from the Cellercise family as to additional research that can be done. Because you're right, it takes quite a bit of money. So, and there's many different research programs we can follow, whether it's osteoporosis or multiple sclerosis or the internal scrubbing effect that it seems to have for the lymph system and for the circulatory system. There's brain activity. There's so much. Arthritic conditions, depression. There's so much that we have seen Cellercise influence, and So if there's an interest and more people want to know, just please let us know. Say, yeah, David set up a trust fund, and we'll set up a trust fund, and anybody who wants to donate into that will be fine, and we'll make sure that there's a login information for everybody that would like to see the kind of research and topics that we would be pursuing. But I'm hoping to be in a position someday that we'll be able to do that irrespective. Thank you. If you are already doing reclass infusion therapy for osteoporosis, will the Cellerciser help to improve your bone density? My thoughts are yes, The testimonials will be great. Love my Cellerciser. Thanks for all you do. We need a weight-bearing activity for osteoblastic activity to occur so that the bones will utilize the minerals to strengthen the bones. Cellercise is weight-bearing, but without the jarring effect. Now, many people think we need a jarring aerobic impact sport. That can also be damaging to the body. Weight-bearing, Cellercise is weight-bearing. I encourage you to go to our website and under customer reviews, take a look at bone health and read what some of the people have shared with us on that. And that's something we need more research on. Also, if you have osteopenia or osteoporosis, should one sit in bouts? Could it add too much pressure on the lower spine? It could, depending on your situation, which is why we can put our hands by our back on the mat to help support us while we're bouncing up and down. I don't know if you can see this or not, but just like this. Can they see? Freaky. This movement. Okay, so just helping to support the back can help strengthen the arms, shoulders as well. So I was wondering if Cellercising works better if a person was to wear shorts as opposed to tight leggings, as I am wondering if the mind focus is better on flexing without wearing something tight on the legs. I don't know, but let me know what your experiences are. That's a good question. There are things that we can do on the Cellerciser to help promote faster results by tightening while we're doing certain movements. And that tightening effect operates as an isometric with weight, which is an isotonic, to help strengthen faster. Those are some of the new movements we'll be introducing too. Excuse me. What do you do for a sciatica? My daughter tried the Cellerciser last night for the first time, and it's flared up today. Not sure if it's because of this or not. Cellercise is very helpful at exposing weaknesses. So if you have a weakness or a condition, you get on a Cellerciser. It's been known to help expose the condition. There are different approaches we can take, and this is a good one. So I'm standing on the Cellerciser. Brooklyn, can they see all right on this one? Mm-hmm. Okay, when we stand on the Cellerciser and we start to gently move up and down and still wake up the warm up of all the tissue. If we start too fast to do strenuous things, we can irritate the sciatica, this nerve that wraps around here. So standing on this Cellerciser, gently moving up and down helps to warm up the tissue. Rocking side to side helps to further create movement in the hips to warm up the tissue. Doing the twist takes it to another step. And the people that we've worked with that have had sciatica issues have had great experiences when they keep the hips straight ahead. Instead of twisting like this, they just twist in the hip socket area. And this helps to release and increase flexibility all through all that tissue and activity in that hip joint area. Please provide advice on bigger plus-size people because unlike the slender ones, our movements are quite limited. And so is the danger to overdo certain movements that are meant to be done maybe a few weeks or months or after a person sheds an X amount of pounds before proceeding to much more advanced activity. I want to spend some time on this because this is really important. And this is one of the great benefits of Cellercise. And that's, again, those movements that I just shared. Gently moving up and down we're on the mat the whole time. This is good. Somebody who's weighing more is not going to be doing high jumping or crazy things on a Cellerciser anyway. However, the mat and the springs help to absorb any jarring. Now they've got a lot of weight on their knees and on their hips and their back. What we want to do first, increase circulation, very important, and then strengthen the supporting muscles and ligaments around those joints. And as we strengthen those muscles and ligaments, then we can become more active. So they're graduated movements, starting off with a gentle health bounce is excellent. Rocking side to side is excellent. Doing a twist, very good. That's colon, intestines, let's clear out a lot of the stuff we don't need in there. And then the jumbo walk. And so holding on to the balance bar, keeping our back straight, bending at the knees slightly, pushing down into the mat, just like this. This gentle movement right here is intense. It's using the biggest muscles of the body. And it's not jarring, but you're going to work the supporting muscles and ligaments around the knee. As you rock side to side, you're also working those supporting muscles and ligaments. So as we build up those supporting muscles and ligaments, we'll start to be able to do more activities. And eventually we'll get to the point, and now all of these, your feet are on the mat the whole time. But eventually we'll get to the point where we can do some gentle jogging. And then it just gets easier and we go faster and faster. Other techniques that are helpful, the breathing technique. Standing on the Cellerciser and opening up our lungs and our bronchial tubes. That's going to help increase more oxygen in the bloodstream as well. So, and that increases metabolism, so the body can burn more fuel. So those are really good questions. Is it okay to jump high and hard? My 180-pound son wants to know. I wouldn't want him to hurt either himself or damage the Cellerciser. He hasn't tried it yet, but that was his question. Thank you. The Cellerciser is not meant for jumping high. That's for big trampolines. The higher you jump, it's fun, and it's fun to do on a big trampoline, but you're floating. Your body's not working, it's just floating. The higher you jump, the longer you float. You don't need to be floating, especially on a Cellerciser. The objective is for fitness, for increasing strength, causing those millions of one-way valves in the lymphatic system to open and shut, and it's our vacuum system to keep the internal environment of the body healthy, challenging all the tissues of the body, doing all these various different movements, leveraging body weight by altering the angle of our body in different positions so we can focus on different muscle groups, even though the rest of the body is always involved. All those benefits are from Cellercise. So I tell people, if you want to jump high, get a big trampoline. You can jump higher and you can float longer, and it's fun. But if you do it on a Cellerciser, you jump real high, it's possible you could land on a spring or too close to a spring and fracture a spring. If you fracture a spring, it could break. In over 30 years, I've never broken a spring. And I'm on it all the time. So, for what it's worth, I think the only people that I know that break springs are the ones that do jumping jacks. And instead of doing the way I do it, they'll do the traditional jumping jack, which lands on the spring and can fracture a spring. And you see me do it where I just jump up and down like this, because I stay more centered in the mat. And it gives all the benefits that you're doing with the other one anyway. Okay, so my question is kind of weird, lots of laugh out loud. But can you go over why body odor, oh, this is a good one. Why body odor and bathroom visits are crazy smelly when starting to Cellercise. Very common. It was pretty bad the first 2 weeks, but now the smell is totally gone. Even when I sweat, there's no more body odor. Does this happen to others, or am I just a weird person? Lots of laugh. No, it happens to others. And it is a neat thing. The movement up and down is has a detox effect through the skin as well as through the lymph system. And as we move up and down, we open up those circulatory channels. And that's why I tell people, drink lots of water when you first begin, because you're moving up and down. It's an internal scrub brush, and again, it's breaking up the heavy metals. And we've been exposed to all kinds of things: toxins, poisons, preservatives, chemicals, pesticides, herbicides, formaldehydes, drugs. It goes on, and they can accumulate in different areas of the body. And all of a sudden, we're moving up and down, and we're getting all these things that are just flooding our system and starting to come out. And so, yeah, it can create not the greatest smell initially, or the greatest feeling initially, but drinking lots of water will help to flush those out. Okay, I want to talk briefly about the mental part of Cellercise for all of us. This is, again, it's a journey. We want to enjoy the journey. And it's a partnership relationship as well. How we provide for this body today has a great deal to do with how it's going to be able to provide for us tomorrow. I want you to imagine for a moment two people that come in for breakfast in the kitchen. Okay, they're sitting at the table. And you've got all this food that's been prepared. And these two people that live together, they expect the bills to be paid, clothes to be cleaned, lawns to be mowed, insurance to be paid, whatever the case may be. And yet these two people never acknowledge each other. They don't talk to each other. They just, day after day, come to the breakfast table, eat, and leave. Now, there's some relationships like that, but I don't think that's a healthy relationship. So I have a question. Who's the closest relationship, or what is the closest relationship you are ever going to have with anybody? And I know there's a lot of potentially different answers, but I'd like to suggest the closest relationship you're ever going to have with anybody is your own body. When was the last time you spoke to it? Literally. Our cells understand English. They understand our feelings, our emotions. They're constantly reacting to what we say, think, and do. They're constantly reacting to our environment. They will react to you. What messages are you sending to your body on a day-to-day basis? Because it can affect its performance. What kind of relationship are you developing, literally, with your body in this journey on a day-to-day basis? It's been said you can never derive something positive by saying something negative about yourself or anybody else. So if you are looking at yourself in the mirror and you're seeing all the problems, I don't have enough hair, my hair's too straight, my hair's too curly, my skin's too light, my skin's too dark, I've got too many wrinkles. Whatever the case may be, if you're seeing and sending those messages to your body, you're literally playing in a pig pen. You're fighting against that which is wrong instead of promoting that which is right. You've heard me talk about this. In our journey, we want to see ourselves not just as we are, but as we can become, and hold on to that vision. We want to enjoy the journey, but we want to thank our body for where we are right now. And that may be hard for some of you, but please try it. Start doing it. You may not feel good or comfortable doing it initially. Do it anyway. Tell your body, I'm grateful for where I am. I'm grateful for where I'm going. I'm thankful that you are helping me to get there. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do some mental exercises where we're going to get on our Cellerciser and we're going to communicate with our bodies. And in the process of that, those are affirmations, proclamations, declarations, the spoken word. They're things that are designed to help us plant the seeds, the ideas that's going to affect the way we think, that's going to affect the way we act, that's going to help determine our results. So let's plant some seeds. So, we get on this Cellercise, we're going to start to gently move up and down. And I'm going to start, as we warm up, I'm just going to start to read some ideas and thoughts. And I'd like you, if you're willing, repeat them to yourself. And do it with feeling and emotion, even if you don't initially feel it. Your cells don't know the difference. Your subconscious mind doesn't really know the difference. It's responding to what we say, think, and do. Okay. I'm feeling happy healthy, terrific. My body is going through an internal scrub brush. Cellercise is separating sticky blood cells and pumping fluid, nutrients, and energy to each cell. I want you to visualize that. That's powerful. Visualize your cells expanding and contracting. Visualize even one cell just getting the nutrients and filling itself with fluid and imbibed with more fluid. My lymphatic system is seeking out, destroying viruses, germs, bacteria, fungus, dead cells, mutant cells, and other foreign invaders. And visualize your white blood cells as knights in shining armor with lances. And they're moving through your body, millions of them right now. They're just moving through your body, seeking out and destroying. And you see them lancing those cells that do not belong as part of your perfect body and express a feeling, emotion, connection with your cells and the love that you have for what it's doing to help you in your road toward greater health and fitness. I love my body. I am grateful for this journey toward better health and fitness. Can you be grateful? We can. We need to be grateful for this journey. I love Cellercise Rebounding. Cellercise is helping to open up circulation and pumping oxygen and nutrients to my brain. So I want you to feel your brain for a moment as you're moving up and down. Your brain's gently moving up and down, but the movement up and down is helping to open up circulation to the brain through the one-way valves. So just connect with your brain and see it being filled with light and filled with circulation. My scalp, okay, focus on your scalp. Can you feel it? Can you feel the hair up there and just your scalp in general? Can you feel that pulsating? Connect with it with gratitude and thankfulness. My eyes, okay, focus on your eyes. As we're moving up and down, we're increasing oxygen blood flow to the blood vessels of our eye. The eye itself is gently expanding and contracting. And we're feel light moving into the eyes. The eyes are becoming more flexible. You're grateful. My face, feel your face as you're moving up and down. The gentle pulsating of the collagen and the skin around the muscles as you're moving up and down gently. And you can, if you'd like, do the little fish face movement and move up and down and feel the collagen strengthening around those muscles. My ears. So as we're moving up and down, can you hear your ears? Can you feel your ears? The movement up and down is increasing circulation to ears. Connect with your ears with gratefulness. I'm grateful for the ears and the increase of circulation through the pumping action as we move vestibular, improve vestibular balance as well. Your throat. Just kind of relax your mouth and feel your throat. And the thyroid. And all the, if you have tonsils, the tonsils, the first line of defense, circulation. And your neck. Feel your neck in the back of your head. You can actually put your fingers there and touch it. And touch it with affection. And thank these cells and these muscles and those ligaments and those vertebral joints and those nerves. Just thank them in the circulation. in that whole area. So connect with the neck. And then your shoulders. And as you gently move up and down, just feel your shoulders. If you want to touch your shoulders, go ahead and grab your shoulders and touch them. And thank your shoulders for what they are doing to function, to increase in circulation, flexibility, and strength. And then down your arms. And just feel that circulation through your arms. Feel your body being filled with light. Your fingertips, your fingers. And as you move those fingers, can you feel the circulation in the fingers? And just be grateful for those muscles, those ligaments, those tendons. Your chest. Feel the chest as you're moving up and down. Feel your lungs opening. Feel them open. Visualize them opening and being filled with oxygen. Connect with those lungs. Feel it being filled with light. And your heart. Go into your heart and feel your heart. And you can put your hand over your heart as a sign of affection and thank the body, thank the heart for getting stronger, for all that it's doing for you, for us. Your abdominal area. You feel the abdominals, you can put your hands there as well. Your colon, your intestine, and your stomach, your liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, adrenals, your back, all of this whole area. You're thankful. You're seeing those organs being filled with light. And you're thankful for it. You love them. Your hips. Oh, as you're gently moving up and down, rocking, feel your hips. Thank your hips for what they're doing to help support you. Because they have a lot of work to do. And we're grateful for the work. Your libido, that whole area, just feel the movement up and down. It stimulates, circulates, and improves libido. My thighs and my buttocks. So as you're moving up and down, the movement up and down is on, the G forces are on every cell in the thighs and the buttocks. You just feel it. You're filled with light, an increase in circulation. You're grateful. And your calves, as you lift the heels up and down. You thank the calves for helping to pump that circulation from the lower extremities back up to the heart. Helping to reduce edema, swelling, varicose veins. And you're grateful for the one-way valves and everything that they're doing. We're connecting with the body with an attitude of gratitude and thankfulness. And our toes, you feel the toes kind of pushing down into the mat a little bit, and you're stimulating the toes. And you're grateful for the support that they give us. I want you to visualize a cell, and each cell is being filled with light. Your whole body is expanding from one cell to the next, from the top of your head all the way through your body. Is just being filled with light. You feel this light connect with your body. It can take a little practice, but you can do it. Connect with the body. See your body being filled with light. Thank the body for the love that you have, that it has shown you and that you've shown it. And tell your body, communicate with yourselves. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing for me. I will work with this body to help us both enjoy our journey as we pursue our greater health potential, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. My cells are transmitters and receivers. See them communicating with each other. They're transmitters and receivers. The cells are transmitter and receivers. The body is also a transmitter and receiver. We can connect to higher sources,
and that which is around us. And we can be grateful and extend that light and our gratitude to all those that we might be able to have a chance to influence. I am transmitting and receiving love, hope, desire, gratitude, confidence, faith. I think positive thoughts. I surround myself with positive influences. I am happiness. I am joy. Thank you, body. Now that's a warm-up, but it's also a connection. And we don't have to go through the whole thing as much, but I think it's important every day. We wake up and we say, hey, thank you, body, for helping to take care of me. You know, sometimes we have to wait until we get hit over the head with a 2x4 before we wake up and realize, oh, the body needs our attention. No, we don't have to wait to go through that kind of experience. We can recognize our body right now. So, what we're going to do for a few minutes is we're going to do some health movements, and these are some of the movements that are going to be on our... Oh, do we have any more questions? Okay, good. These are some of the health movements. We take our arm, wrap it underneath our elbow, and just kind of pull. We're going to open up our shoulder and our scapula in the back. And just gently move up and down for a few moments. And like I said, these are going to be new modules, new movements on our Mr. Rebounder app that we are working on right now. We're working the shoulders. Again, we're going to go out. You should. I feel it. I don't know if you feel it or not. Okay, now we're going to do your circles. So our whole arms up front, circle around. Side. You're noticing some popping in the shoulder. That's not unusual. Okay, and overhead. As we get older, shoulder problems can occur, not just age-related, but it can be athletically related as well. But helping to improve and open up the shoulders. I've damaged my shoulders, my knees many times. And the Cellerciser has been a lifesaver. It can take time, but it's been very helpful. And then the other one we have is this one here. And then overhead. That's the side. And then the front again. A little faster. Just one more time. All right. I'll loosen up a little bit. And now we're going to work on building up the arms. So, as you know, I don't lift weights, not a bodybuilder, but we can still have very strong arms, both the back of the arm as well as the front of the arm, by doing the arm curls as we're gently moving up and down. So we're going to count, I'll just go and do it with me. 4 up and 4 down. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. You're pushing down and pulling up. At the same time, pushing down with the left hand and pulling up with the right hand. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Here's 4, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. The neat thing about this is you can't really overstress. You can push down pretty hard, but you're not there to hurt it or tear. 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3. We're halfway there. 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4, 13, 2, 3, 4, 13, 2, 3, 4, 14, 2, 3, 4, 14, 2, really better down 3, 4, 15, 2, 3, 4, 15, 2, 3, 4, 16, 2, 3, 4, 16, 2, 3, 4, 17, 2, 3, 4, 17, 2, 3, 4, 18, 2, 3, 4, 18, 2, 3, 4, 19, 2, 3, 4, 19, 2, 3, 4, 20, 2, 3, 4, 20, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now you should feel a little pumping in your arm just from doing it, because that's what you're doing. You're pumping those muscles and applying weight to the cell membrane at the same time by bouncing. Okay, so now left 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. I like to do this watching TV usually because I keep my mind off it, but just count 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. It'll be nice when we have it on the app, because the app will keep count for you and it will ding each time. So you just keep bouncing. 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4. So that's what we like to do. We watch a show and it'll ding every time we have to do a new movement. 7, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4, 13, 2, 3, 4, 13, 2, 3, 4, 14, 2, 3, 4, 14, 2, 3, 4, 15, 2, 3, 4, now start bearing down, 15, 2, 3, 4, 16, 2, 3, 4, 16, 2, 3, 4, 17, 2, 3, 4, 17, 2, 3, 4, 18, 2, 3, 4, 18, 2, 3, 4, 19, 2, 3, 4, 19, 2, 3, 4, 20, 2, 3, 4, 20, 2, 3, 4. So it doesn't matter what condition you're in. If you're a little weaker and you're applying the weight, you're not going to be putting as much. But as you naturally get stronger, you can apply more weight to it. And now you know my secret. Okay, we're going to work. Any questions?
Yeah. Someone had a frozen shoulder about a year ago and still don't have full range of motion. Should they do these exercises daily?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shoulder. She's asking, someone's asking about shoulder issues. This is how I open up my shoulder. Just these movements right here. If your shoulder has an issue, one shoulder is weaker than another, and you don't have the ability to hold it effectively, you can support it with your other hand and then just lift up to where you're comfortable. You don't have to overstretch. Gently bounce. Allow the movement up and down to help open up that shoulder. And then out to the side and to the front. And then lift up. Now, we've had people that have had, and we work with physical therapists, who have had their patients actually help support this. I don't know of any shoulder therapy as effective, frankly, as and it was for me too, as what this simple movement can do in a relatively short period of time to open up the shoulders. Okay, yep. We're done? Okay, well, we're going to do Dr. Lynn's the next time. I want to encourage you to feel free to use, for those of you who don't know, the Mr. Rebounder app. You go to the advanced section. Dr. Lynn is right here. Dr. Lynn Interval Training, and she's got a whole program that's just about 15 minutes, but Brooklyn says we've done enough for tonight. But thank you. You can do the chest exercises, which I was going to do, but you can do those to the count of 20 each one as well, and that's going to work all the upper shoulders and chests at the same time. So call me if you have any questions. Be sure to write. I love hearing your customer reviews. Thank you again for being a part of the Cellercise family and for making and being a difference. Remember, you don't have to work out when you can play in.